Nagaland GB's Federation aro organizing committee kan mili gana naka manu kan ge into naka political issue la oporde lui gana sop manu responsible citizens of Nagaland no lui beyond Nagaland kunto neighboring states kan diwi Myanmar kan di thaka Manipur kan di thaka kan alag states diwi naka manu kan bishi thaka laga itu kan sop ge ekta common platform diwile nimete tahan 18 November Agri Expo 10 AM de tahan ekta relay nishna organize korle se koina aro tahan open invitation sop ke tahan mati gana aro alak nagas manukundo alak beyond Nagaland di thage se tahan gi invite koina civil society organizations pa lui gana alak factions kan lui gana aro individuals kan sop ke invite kuri gana tahan ekta press conference ajidishe to itula oporde lui gana iwi mo details tiwado press conference je sailo
Aji eti jima kura olop ekta duita point highlight kurubo. We have our media committee. Taikon pra apnagan logo kotha kurubo. But among sub janese, we all know that Naga political issue is a people's movement. People's revolution. Ekta say, people's aspiration had been fulfilled through framework agreement and agri position. Through the hardship of our collective leaders of Naga political movement, itu prahe agreement duita amar Naga manugarni for every Naga's benefit agreement loikida se. We appeal to the NPGs and Government of India to implement what have been agreed upon in both framework agreement and agree position. We need peace and development for our younger generation. Itu Garoni, voice of the people, it should be reached to the Government of India as earlier as possible for implementing the two agreements for the Nagas. So, all this issue can do. We have a media committee. Members are present here, so I'm hand over this issue to our media committee members.
Today, this press conference is being called basically because we wanted that all the fathers and mothers in and outside Nagaland to know that the Naga political issue belongs to us. And we as parents have a serious concern that the environment of uncertainty, the lack of opportunity, and the social degradation that is taking place in the name of our national movement, where the younger generation's opportunities and the future has been stagnated, and generation after generation of our younger people have gone through the serious consequence of all the burdens of taxation under the guise of a sovereign self-governance movement. And it's about time that we as fathers and mothers who have children look at our own children and say, do you believe as a father and a mother that our children are being given a fair opportunity to compete with the rest of their generation beyond our own kitchen. We have a tremendous amount of confidence that our younger generation are talented people with a serious God-given talents, where even under this environment of uncertainty, the lack of infrastructure, and everything that is negative, our younger generation are still being able to go beyond our own state in some circumstances and competing at the level of national or even in the international arenas. But mind you, it is just one God-given talent that has perpetuated such a situation. It is not the system that has produced the kind of class that we need. And when we look at the environment around us, where the possibility where our younger generation, given the peaceful environment, given the proper infrastructure, and a systematic way within which all the talents would be groomed, I have even said, a day may come when Nagas can also become a Prime Minister of India. There was a time when the Americans thought a black man can never become a president of the United States. They laughed at it. They said it's a dream that can never come true. But such a dream, as they were calling it, became a reality when Obama became the president of the United States, a black man. And in the same way, I say, given the opportunities to our younger generation, with all the advantages that everybody else has, I believe our younger generations have every possibility to outshine a great many equivalent peer groups within and without the country. But we have destroyed the future of the younger generation, and so I speak as a father, and I say, this is not fair for my children. I think my children deserves better. And this Indo-Naga political issue has been handed down from our father's generation to our generation. Today, I am already 79 years old. How many more years I have, I don't know. But I would hope and wish that a problem such as this is not passed down to my son's generation. And take the responsibility to say, I think it is about time that we as fathers and mothers take a look at this particular circumstances of Indo-Naga political issue as something personal to you. It's not somebody else's problem, it is our problem. And look at it with the sense of responsibility to address the subject matter as a parent concerned for the younger generation, our children. And so, today, we are here to let you know that through the GB's Federation, we are calling for a common platform for the Nagas, where all tribes of Nagaland can come together once. And we want them to spell out whether we as Nagas want a solution or not. It's a simple question and a simple answer that we are looking for. Do the Nagas want a solution or not? Now, the reason why we are using the platform of the GB Federation is for a very well thought out perspective. Take a look at Nagaland. an issue such as this should normally be addressed by our apex tribal HOHOs. All the apex tribal HOHOs that exist ought to have given us, the Nagas, the leadership to coordinate and build up a consensus, an opinion, so that at least the Nagas can send a clear message to Government of India as to what we want. But the apex HOHOs, unfortunately, have never been able to give us the leadership. They have never ever tried to conduct one common platform within which to express our opinion, our desires, our dreams. And when they call for, if the apex HOHOs were to call for a common all-Naga meeting, the ENPO does not cooperate with them. And there is no civil organization in Nagaland that can bring all the 17 tribes together on one common platform. Please take a clear note of this. There is no single civil societies, organization, or apex body. They may talk of NTC or CNTC. These are all fragmented, and none is in a position to bring in all the 17 tribes of Nagaland on one common platform. But the GB Federation is a traditional structure of responsible people, responsible to the community. And GB-ship is just a creation of the British for an administrative identity of some kind. But what they call the GBs, every tribe had their own chieftains, leaders that controlled the community, that ruled the system by tradition, and therefore the GB infrastructure is a traditional social structure who bear responsibility to the community from the beginning and as of now. When the Naga national movement began, let me clarify this to you people. When the Naga national movement began, they were called the undergrounds at that given point in time back in 50s. The undergrounds would come to a village. Who would they call? They would go to the GB's house, ask the GB to please give them food, give them labor, give them whatever assistance they needed, and the GBs were the people given the responsibility to facilitate the undergrounds, as they were called then. Then the army, Indian army would come, and who will they question? They go to the GBs and say, why did you help the undergrounds? Why did you feed them? Why did you this? Why did you? And they get a bashing from the Indian army. They get a bashing from even our Naga national workers, the underground. They have been the punching bag of everybody. And today we have been told by a good number of people saying that the GBs are a government servant. They are government agents. Let me make it very, very clear this morning. The GBs are not government servants. They have been appointed by the government, yes, but that is an acknowledgement of the status of a senior man placed responsible for the community, which is being acknowledged. But the GBs are not paid salaried government servants. In fact, the government depends on them for help in the administration, not the other way around. The only thing they get is this red blanket that they are wearing, you see? And even this red blanket, sometimes they have been promised that it will be given before Christmas. And the Christmas comes and goes. So I was saying, the government gives them a red blanket. That's about the only gift they get from the government. They are not salaried people. And let me share a little bit of a joke in this as well. You know, I mean, long time ago, when Uncle Sachin was Development Commissioner, he promised the GBs the red blanket. And he said, I will give the red blanket to all of you before Christmas. Christmas came and went, and the red blanket was not given. So the GBs asked, sir, you said you'd give us the red blanket before Christmas, but Christmas has come and gone. How come we still have not received our red blanket? Uncle Sachin said, well, I didn't tell you which Christmas I'll give you. You see, that kind of people these guys are. You know, the only thing that they get is the red blanket, and even that is not being given consistently. So please don't consider them as a government servant. Rather, they are the donkeys bearing the burden of the community on both ends. Right from the beginning, when the national movement began, they have been in the thick of it, in the forefront of it, and therefore, for us, elders, we look at them with due respect because they, of all the people in the community, are the rightful people who have shouldered the burden and therefore are the right person to address any issue that is called the Indo-Naga political issues. And therefore, let there be no doubt, because there are sectors which have been demeaning the GBs as a low profile people with no real ability to think for the greater interest of the Nagas. I think that is completely off track, and I just wanted that every Naga should know that GBs have been in the forefront of the whole movement from the beginning, and they deserve, and they have all the legitimate right to stand up and share the concern for the community as a whole. So that's where we are, and because of the fact that they themselves cannot consider the bigger pictures of everything, all the a great number of apex HOHOs have endorsed their position as the only forum that can bring about the 17 tribes together, and that they have given them a backing. And so it is the platform of the GBs that have been taken into account, and we have to help them as an organizing committee. A good number of members have been created, and then we are helping the GBs to work out the nitty-gritty program and channeling for the common platform. Now, the common platform, calling all the tribes of Nagaland, is being set for the 18th November 2025. 18th November. We have called all the GBs from all the districts, and delegates from all the districts will be coming, and for once in our life, we are hoping and praying that there will be no roadblocks, no obstruction from any quarter, and that for once in our life, we are hoping that all the 17 tribes of Nagaland would come together on this particular platform for one simple reason. We are saying that our national workers have done a good job, have gone into a laborious, torturous course of negotiation with the government of India, and then they have covered all our historical rights, our identity, that we were a free people, and so on and so forth. Every issues like that of the Simon Commission memorandum, issues like Nagas declaring independence on the 14th of August before India got independence, that the Naga plebiscite of 1951 was also conducted, and so on and so forth. All the historical facts have been taken into account in course of the negotiation, and the final achievement is the framework agreement through the NSC and IM and the agreed position through the working group NNPGs. We, as far as we stakeholders are concerned, because remember this is a Naga people's movement. It's not NSA and IM's movement. It is not NNPG's movement. They are negotiating on our behalf. They have taken history into account, and they have taken every possible measure to ensure that our Naga identity, our freedom, our rights, and our everything is taken into account when they have come to this agreement. And we thank our national workers for having done the best they can under the given circumstances, and we say thank you very, very much. But the important thing now is we have just too many factions that do not see eye to eye, and we have been fighting for sovereignty. This many factions, we have almost reached 30 factions now, are the Nagas fighting for 30 different kinds of sovereignty? Have we been looking for that many kinds of sovereignty, or are we looking for one? And even that has not been achieved. But we know for a fact that they have done the very best. Even if they have not achieved sovereignty, we know that they have done their best with all the commitment. And now that reality has been reached where the two agreements have been signed, we want the government of India, as much as our factions, to know that the common man has reached a point in time where the burdens of taxation, the burdens of uncertainty, and the burdens of all the rottenness of a social conditions slowly but surely getting corrupted. The people, it has become a very, very difficult circumstance for our people to actually be able to live peacefully and grow in harmony. And that we are tired of all the burdens. This is what we want even our factions to know, and also the government of India to know, that after all, these many years have passed since what they call framework agreement that has been signed, or the agreed position that has been signed. These are formal agreements that the government of India has taken into account. And when they say that the talk is concluded, then why is the government of India refusing to give the final solution to the Naga people? And therefore, this common platform is also a platform where we want the government of India to know that the people have reached a point of tolerance, we have reached a point of intolerance, and that we want a solution taking into account the agreement that has already been finalized, and speed up the process and give us the final solution. And so we want them to put the two agreements together, all the contents and the agreed conditions that the government of India has already conceded must be given. And let me also say here that the movement began from Nagaland. The epicenter is Nagaland, but that does not say that the Nagas of Nagaland are not keeping our concerns for our brothers that are living outside the boundaries of the state of Nagaland. And the government of India has also understood that fact, that Nagas are not all living within the boundary of the state of Nagaland, and therefore their cases, wherever they are, in Manipur or in Arunachal or in Assam, government of India has given on matter of principle that the Nagas in Manipur would get their autonomous territorial council, which will be funded by the government of India, where they will have the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative authorities. Similarly, in Arunachal and in Assam, district council of some kind, our Naga brothers living beyond the state of Nagaland have also been taken into consideration. The Nagas of Nagaland have not forgotten them. Their cases have been taken into account, and they will get independent infrastructures, autonomous infrastructures, where they can govern themselves. And so, here in the common platform, we would be inviting all the factions, without exception. We would like all the factions to attend this common platform with a simple objective. We want to know whether they are in favor of a solution or not. We want the faction to let us know whether they are agreeable to a final solution or not. That's the important perspective, and therefore all the factions will be invited. We welcome them. It is for them to exercise their own independent judgment to see whether they should present themselves or not. That is entirely up to them. But from our standpoint, we have an open house for all of them. Hopefully, they will come and participate. The other part of the segment is also that the Nagas living outside the state of Nagaland have their own organized bodies. They are also being invited. Number two. Number three, all the civil societies of Nagaland, whatever and whichever it may be, including our tribal apex HOHOs, all are being invited with an open arms, and we are only appealing to every single Naga father and mother, asking them a simple question: do you want a solution or not? And if you believe that solution is something that is desirable, then we hope and pray that all civil societies, all organizations, and all fathers and mothers would take the responsibility of ownership of this subject matter as stakeholders and make it a point to try and join the rally on the 18th of November, whereby we can make our voice loud and clear to the government of India that the Nagas want a solution, and as fast as is possible, within the earliest possible time. So I think there should be no confusion as to why this forum has been concluded. There have been times when people are, in fact there are areas where people are talking about we, the GB Federation, are trying to start a parallel kind of a platform against the FNR. Now let me tell you very frankly, FNR is more or less a kind of a religious background forum with a very serious Christian ethics of reconciliation and cooperation and so on and so forth. These are a well deserving efforts, and we applaud them for trying to bring the Nagas together in a spirit of forgiveness and togetherness. These are exercises that is required, whether it is now or post-solution. The FNR's responsibility of what they are trying to do is an honorable work where they are calling upon the Nagas to try and live a united way of life where all Nagas can benefit. And this is something we applaud. But the problem here is FNR has not been able to address the subject matter of a Naga political issue. They haven't got an end vision as to where they are taking this movement towards, whereas the GB Federation is a clear stand on a political issue, saying that Nagas have a political problem with India and we want a solution with the earliest possible time based on the two agreements. This is a definitive objective with which the GBs are steering this particular movement with a final objective, a final goal post. FNR does not have that. And so this is not a parallel kind of a movement. FNR is completely separate, and their effort is towards a bigger picture of Naga unity as a way of life. Today we are addressing the Indo-Naga issue as an issue that deserves to be addressed, and the GB Federation therefore has taken the responsibility to provide us the platform within which we allow our Naga people to voice our point of view to the government of India seriously for the fastest possible solution that we can get.
Let me just take you to the sequence of negotiation and how it is important for us to conclude this negotiation. This negotiation cannot be an indefinite. 28 years of negotiation is enough. 10 years of framework agreement kept on hold. 8 years of agreed position kept on hold. For how long the people will bear with this burden of peace process? Today, the peace process is one of the huge and the biggest burden on the people. And now we must give a platform, the opportunity for the people to come, rise on the occasion, and speak out their mind. And towards this, I want to say thank you to the print and the social media for coming together in this manner. I also want to say thank you in a sense of a credible, apex civil organizations taking the entire responsibility. Unfortunately, today we don't have a single platform that will take an independent decision. Many a time we are comfortable with the sponsored meetings and the pre-drafted resolutions. But we are not speaking the voice of the people. What we need now is the voice, the civil voice of the people, and for which the GBs, they have given their platform, their majan, ready for all of us to come and share our opinion on 18th of November. I'm very grateful for that. The peace process with IM started in 97, And they have debated for 100 times, and they came out with framework agreement in 2015, 3rd August. The only problem was this agreement, which is honorably and gentleman agreement, was kept in total darkness for a long period of time. And NSC and IM, they failed to take other political groups on board. They failed to communicate with the stakeholders. And that is where restive started, anxiety built up. And during such time, the NTC decided. And we formed a mediation committee. And later on, Nagaland GB Federation joined with us. And we decided to take this challenge and bridge the gap. We spoke to all different political groups, and they have agreed to come together. After which a working committee was formed. I will not go into details. And when we asked the working committee, what do you want us to do for you? They said, we want to talk to the government of India. We want to negotiate because we don't know what is the agreement of NNC and IM with the government of India. We also want to present our case before the government of India. So we say, fair enough. We went to Delhi. We met the Union Ministers. We met the Internal Security Council. We met National Security Advisor, Mr. Ajit Doval. After lots of deliberation camping at Delhi, they all suggest that we should meet the Prime Minister of India. So we met the Prime Minister of India in 2017, and we share our mind, our anxiety, our feeling that the need of the hour is to have an inclusive agreement where everyone is taken on board. The Prime Minister honestly spoken to us, saying that government of India is embarrassed that for a long 7 decades we could not come out with any solution, and we have not seriously attended to bring out a solution to Naga political problem. Yes, we will talk to all the groups who are willing to talk. But after talking to all of them, we will get into one and only one agreement with the Naga people. So we say we agree with that. We convey to the NNPGs. Government of India also sent invitation to the NNPGs after Nagaland GB Federation trips to Delhi. They met the Prime Minister again. So with that, the government of India and NNPGs, they engaged into a peace process. And in 2017, they have also signed a agreed position. We were hoping that something is arriving because both IM and NPGs, they have signed agreement with government of India. It's a gentleman agreement. After which Mr. Ravi was transferred out, and government of India decided we will not appoint any more interlocutor for Naga political talk. Because the talk has come to an end on 31st October 2019. The talk was closed and no more negotiation after that. So no more interlocutor. The job was assigned to A.K. Misra, who is the advisor of the Northeast to MHA. His job is to bring all those negotiators to a table to work out an execution plan to give us one final agreement that will be inclusive and that can usher in peace in our land. Today, if this talk is brought to a logical conclusion with one single agreement, these points of agreement will pass us through both the House of Parliament. My point here is either NNC&IM or NNPGs, the claim of we are talking outside or inside the Constitution of India. I think that interpretation is not necessary. What are the points of agreement? It has to pass through both the Houses of Parliament to implement. Yes, the talk is at a political level, but the points which is agreed between Government of India and NAGA political groups have to go through the process. It will be incorporated in the Indian Constitution. So we should not be confused about that. Agreement is only talking about peaceful coexistence between the two entities. Government of India on one side and NAGA negotiators on the other side. And the deal will be peaceful coexistence. If that works, then we will also be relieved. And it is a high time the people come forward to the occasion and started asking the brutal question. When the talk begins, the first introduction given by the interlocutor to the NAGA negotiator is, this talk will be brutal and we will talk brutal realities. Even if it goes to the extent of hurting you or me, we'll take a bite and we'll hammer out a solution. Negotiation is all about meeting at a certain point. Both sides give in and meet somewhere in the middle path. So there has to be some compromise. There have to be some give and take. But unless the parties come together, unless Government of India and negotiators come together on the round table, this is not going to be concluded. So what is the problem for which this round table could not happen? I think the people deserve to know. Nobody should run away or hide somewhere. They should come to the people and tell, after all, this is people's movement. And this will be finalized in people's court. Then only it can be a lasting solution for the people. So I'm very grateful to Nagaland GB Federation and all the civil bodies. In our first meeting, even FNR was also there. I feel almost all the civil organizations were there. It's a collective decision under which this organizing committee was formed, and I'm also one of the members in the organizing committee. We will create a platform, an opportunity for everyone to come on board. And from now onward, things will be transparent, we will be open, we will answer any uncomfortable questions. And whoever are involved in the process must also face the people and explain, answer the uncomfortable questions. Because the time has come and we want to conclude. We have to see life beyond this negotiation table. We cannot hang on this forever. 28 years is a generation lost. We cannot prolong this anymore. Our young boys and girls, the youth, they have to compete with the rest of the world. We're denying that opportunity. They are confused lot now. And they will rebel tomorrow. But before that, we have to take a go.
I'm from NAGA HOHO. I have to clear my position first of NAGA HOHO because there is a lot of confusion in Nagaland. NAGA HOHO is a common platform for the Nagas. And we follow our legendary leader Piso, Ezek Piso, his philosophy. Nagas are one wherever we are. That's why NAGA HOHO is looking after Nagas of Nagaland, Nagas of Arunachal, Assam's, Manipur, and Myanmar. Even Myanmar also we have a body. There is a confusion in Nagas of Nagaland. I have appealed all the tribals HOHO to come and join with NAGA HOHO so that we will work together for the common people. NAGA HOHO, I think this is the first time I'm facing the media. NAGA HOHO has decided that we will not support any particular faction, but we will support NAGA political issue on issue base. Basing on that, we are working for the common solution. Now, through this Canberra platform, we have decided to have a common platform meeting at Agri Expo on 18. As our former leaders have said, we are inviting all tribal HOHO, outside and inside Nagaland, all the factions. And to remind you, NAGA HOHO support all the factions. We honor and respect all the factions. So also we respect both agreement because both agreement, positions and framework agreement is signed by our NAGA negotiators. They are our leaders, so we have to respect them. And we have to respect the government of India because they have signed. Now, the questions has come up, when and how. It is not our duty to look after that. Both the agreement, they have submitted the competencies, the demands to the government of India. It is not we who have to look after. It is the government of India sincerely look into it and draft and give us one solution only. So we are on that board. Common platform are for that solution. One agreement, one solution. I hope government of India is very sincere now. They are going to give us. So Nagas should come together. We have trust division among the Nagas. I appeal all the Nagas, let us build together trust, confidence. Let us create a feeling of oneness. Let us love one another, respect one another, honor one another, so that our goal will achieve. Those who are against us, we'll pray for them so that God will answer them. We will not go against any section of people. We are for the common people. So I appeal all the Nagas of Nagaland tribes to come and join NAGA HOHO. Let us all work together. I have a bill in the media also. So let us try to work together, build trust, confidence, create feeling of oneness. As a Christians, let us love one another. Let us forgive one another. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's an opportunity for all of us to share our thoughts and feelings. As the president of NDCCT, I cannot express my view on behalf of the union. However, speaking as my individual, would like to share my personal perspectives, one that I have been reflecting on for quite some time. Our Naga issue, which I once believed would be resolved through the various agreements made in which I had placed great hope now seems to remain in a state of limbo with Government of India. The situation is deeply frustrating, not only for me, but for every Naga who has long awaited meaningful progresses. I strongly feel that it is high time for the people of Nagaland in general to voice the shared frustration and make our statement heard by the Government of India. I therefore express my sincere appreciation to GB Federation of Nagaland for organizing this important event to highlight this pressing issues today. Thank you.
It is a fervent appeal to all the Naga fathers and mothers, all the civil societies, all responsible organizations to please take cognizance and responsibility of this particular issue as an owner. We are the stakeholders, it is our movement, and we as stakeholders have all the responsibilities to make our voice be heard loud and clear to the Government of India. And therefore, on the 18th November 2025, the rally will be held in Agri Expo at 10 o'clock, and we hope and pray that rather than pass on the responsibility to somebody else to attend that rally, we are hoping that every single stakeholders will look at this responsibility as a personal responsibility that they must shoulder and give us all the support to a clarion call that the Government of India must give the Nagas a solution at the earliest possible time. And we have opened our house to every faction, every civil organization. We would like to have a Naga people sitting together in one platform to express ourselves clearly to the world. And that's about the appeal that we wanted to make. We hope and pray that everybody will make it a point to come and join us on the 18th of November at Agri Expo.
So, the question is under the banner of Nagaland GPs Federation and in collaboration with civil societies organization Nagaland, you are organizing a Naga public command platform on 18 November Agri Expo 10 a.m. Well understood, to demand Naga political solution based on the framework agreement and agreed position.
Correct.
So Government of India was 31st October 2019 the talks over which.
Right.
So yadi sir NSA and IM brother takan ko ase based on framework agreement the one solution divi.
Right.
Where flag and constitution do non-negotiable as a question. On the other side, NNBGs are saying agreed position ke divi. Now this Nagaland GPs Federation or civil societies organization bra idu Twitter lagade idu Naga command platform to kini ka organize kurugul ase sir. All elaborate kuri divi na.
Well, as I had earlier mentioned, these are two agreements by the two groups that have negotiated with the Government of India. NSA and I might want to have a solution based only on framework agreement, or the working group purely on a great position. We understand their sentiment, but as far as we are concerned, we look at both the agreement as matured agreement of the negotiating team with the Government of India, and all of that competency clauses that they have put up to the Government of India is all in the interest of the Nagas. And therefore, for us, whether it is agreed position or framework agreement, We believe that it is both in the interest of the Nagas, and therefore Government of India must put it together and give us one comprehensive solution that covers every aspect of the agreement that has been entered into by both this agreement. We are not undermining framework agreement in any way. We are not undermining agreed position in any way. We are giving due respect to both, and we say it should be inclusive, meaning all fractions, after all, have worked hard for this particular end, and so we give due respect to both, and we are saying put all the contents of whatever has been agreed in these two agreements and then give us a solution. And therefore I think there should be no confusion. As far as this platform is concerned, we are giving due respect to both the agreements that have been entered into. I hope that answers your question.
One question from my side. The first question is, have you sent out formal invitations to all NAGA CSOs and also the NAGA political groups, including the NSC and IM? So this is not the first time that the NGPF has called for such a common platform. I think earlier this year there was one such call, which was flatly rejected by the NSC and IM. Now the question is, the million-dollar question I should say, how would you convince the NSC and IM to be part of this process?
Look, it's a simple issue. As far as this platform is concerned, every faction can exercise their independent decision as to whether they want to attend or not. If NSC and IM does not want to attend, it will be unfortunate even for them, because they will have missed the sentiment of the people's being expressed, and also take the opportunity to let the people know exactly what they are talking about. It's a two-way street. They must explain their position to the people, and this is an opportunity for them. And therefore we hope and pray that they take the opportunity to attend. But at the end of the day, our invitation is open to all. Whether they come or they don't come is not our responsibility. If some of the factions decide that they do not want to participate, that is for them to make that decision. But at the end of the day, whatever comes out of this common platform as a will of the people, that is something that is going to be relayed to the Government of India, and it is for the factions to understand the importance of this forum to express themselves and their stand, so that the common man can understand them and stand with them as well. So I mean that we are not in control, and for us the invitation, we have just about decided a couple of days ago, the invitation to all civil societies, all organizations, everybody that has some kind of an organization, everybody is being invited, and it is for each sector to make decision for themselves as to whether they want to participate or not. But the issue that they've got to actually address is, do the Nagas want a solution or not? That is the question that is to be addressed, and it is for every responsible Nagas to try and attend and express their desire as to whether they want a solution or not. That's about it.
Sir, you have mentioned that the NAGA political movement is a people's movement and doesn't belong to any particular group. So has your platform considered holding a referendum as to who should represent the NAGA people, or a group of organization should represent NAGA people, or like what would be an acceptable term for peace?
Look, I think the question of having any other referendum or any kind of a situation doesn't arise. Here we have got a formal agreement entered into that is about the reality that we are faced with. And so what we are trying only to do is to create the awareness and a sense of responsibility of every individual to take up this particular responsibility to say this is our issue, our movement. We are the stakeholders, and therefore it is our duty to say we want this at the earliest possible time, and that's exactly what we are trying to do here. Any more?
So I have one question. Since you say that you have not sent, since you say that you have not sent out any formal invitation to any of the groups, right? So people might be wondering what exactly will be the contents of the meeting. Like, will the contents of the meeting? What exactly will happen at the rally? People might wonder. Any organization, any group in Nagaland or outside Nagaland will wonder what is going to happen. Is there going to be a round table conference, or you are looking after the end of the rally? You are looking to pass a resolution.
Okay.
And how do you expect to conduct the rally? Because there will be multiple, maybe hundreds of organizations. So will you be taking, like a round table kind of thing? People might, since there is no formal invitation, organizations might wonder why should we join? What exactly will be there? So if you can tell it for them.
See, in as far as the platform is concerned, as I said, the invitations are being given to everybody, okay? That's the standard. And then, as far as the factions are concerned, they will be given their opportunities to express themselves. If they do want to say something or the other, that opportunity is going to be given to them. The civil societies also will be given opportunity to speak for a feeling of a common man. That opportunity also will be given. So this is a platform that is completely open, and anybody wanting an opportunity to express exactly what we want, we would give every possible time to all sections to express themselves. This is a general open forum for everybody. And so, though we may be having constricted time and may not be able to give as much time as would be desired, the organizing committee is there to ensure that the opportunities to the best of our ability would be given to every section that come feeling a concern for the situation that is there. And everybody need to express themselves in any manner as they want. And so it will be a free flow of presence and the actual opportunity to express themselves. That is more or less the general outlook at the moment, okay? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and there will be a resolution at the end of any kind of resolution?
See, resolution as it is, we may not. It depends on the emotions that are expressed by the people, and if we want the government of India to know. We are hoping that the whole event will be covered, and in fact we want to send that event caption to the government of India to take a look and let them see for themselves with their own eyes that the Nagas, all the tribes together, have voiced a certain kind of opinion, and we are hoping that they will take this seriously as well. And so resolution per se, we may not, but that's going to be taken as a call after we have seen the real output of that particular day, okay? So at the moment, we are not determined that a resolution will be drafted. We may not. That's an open situation at the moment.
Giving out handouts to all the groups that have signed the peace agreement. Sorry, not peace agreement, but ceasefire. And yearly they've been giving out handouts in crores and crores of money. Like we have heard, not officially, but through different sources, be it state or standard. So why would the government of India take our peace movement, our political movement seriously? Because they're continuing to, indirectly finance all the political groups.
Well, that's between them and the government of India. As far as we are concerned, whatever be the undercurrents that may be going on between the factions and the government of India, the people haven't expressed themselves in all of this in a determined way in one common voice. This is perhaps the first time, and I in fact have said, this is perhaps our last hope for the people, the stakeholders, to express themselves and let the government of India clearly know, factions or otherwise, the common man says that we want a solution. And so I think that point is a point that needs to be carried to the government of India. As far as I'm concerned, whether they are funding their factions or not, that's not we as stakeholders are concerned. Okay?
We are not willing to get into the agenda. We want everyone involved in the process to feel the pulse of the people. And if people cannot come out with their clear voice, we are all equally responsible. It is not wise to say this organization should take the lead and this organization should not take the lead. I think this is not the time to talk about who is Mr. Right, who is Mr. Wrong. It is our collective responsibility.
The viewers man visual stiti ki banishna through this platform gundo common public platform koina Nagaland GB's Federation our organizing committee khamba provide korle se edu do kuishu gule sop manu naga manu khan nimete tahan laga opinion khan share guri gana naga political issue la opordi lui gana tahan laga opinions khan bi share gurle la parule la hisab te tahan ekta platform nishna organize korle se goina aro 18 November de tahan sop ki welcome guri gana opinion khan share gurle nimete tahan itu kurigana loi jaulela tahan kwala mohan janeo paise tahan kuise gi mohan naga manu khan laga younger generations to go shule bishi capable khan bi bishi ase aro because of these 28 years of naga political issue naga manu khan ge stagnant rakhi dishe goina aro there is no room to grow aro mohan la pacha khan bi despite of all these so many unfinished issues naga pacha khan younger generations can be tahan national level dui tahan jaigana compete kurle pare se guna tahan itu koise aro what if idu naga political issue do resolve hoina thaishule naga laga moala pacha khan aro kiman age jawo koina tahan itu la sob koigana parents khan gibi mohala future generations khan nimete 28 years of this naga political issue to itu do enough ase goina aro itu do indefinite na lui jawo nimete sob manu ekta common platform de aigena itu laga matter do solve korle nimete tahan urge kwala aro a bill kuina kwala man hunio paise aro itu naga political issue la opordi lui gana government of India khan lo de duita agreement kundo sign kuri gana ase aro tahan kwanishna 2017 de itu laga naga political issue la talk khatam hoise goina aise hului itu duita agreements kundo sign kuri gana ase itu do naga manu khan public khan itu nachana nimete tahan bi as a itu naga political issue do goishule the people's issue ase koina aro mohan we have every right to mala opinion kan share gule so mohan be every right ase goina tahan itu kwala ka bi mohan janeo paise aro tahan la main motive to guishu gule tahan itu bi janai dise ki mohan leaders kan kun kan government of India lo de edu naga political issue la opordi lui gana negotiate kuri ase NSCN IM hui noilui NNPGs kan noilui tahan ba ki agreement sign kuri na ase tahan fully respect kuri ase aro honor kuri ase guna tahan kuise hoilui through this platform tahan laga only demand du guishu gule edu tuida la agreement edu tuida la contents to sop milai gana government of India ke ekta solution diule ne mite tahan edu bi tahan la main demand do edu se koina kwala bi janeo paise edu naga political issue la edu saise gule bishi deri wa ahala mohan janeo paise aro takhan sob parents kan gi urge kuina goise gi icha takhan ba edu laga issue do resolve kurana goise gule do future de mohan la future generations kan ba repel gurile no howo edu karne mohan laga icha bishi high time ase edu la issue do resolve kurule ne mede koina tai kan itu kwala bi mohan hunio paise edu naga political issue la saishu le do bishi deri wa juli gena hala mohan sob manu janiu paise itula opordi lui gena tahan itu bi guise gi this is the first time common public platform provide kura do guisu gile aro tahan bi guise that hope kure se itu tahan la last hope ase goina aro through this platform ekta permanent solution aro ekta permanent agreement at the earliest government of India ba dile pishi phalo goina to man sob manubi akha guri thako ki itu naga political issue la finally itu end very soon aiwo goina itu sob la oppordi lui gana mohan update kuri thako aji karne mani ase this is Jimeshi with camera person Tamchin for Nagaland News Network.